Hey guys, welcome back. I have two delicious crockpot recipes that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. First is this creamy Tuscan chicken, and oh my gosh, you guys, this recipe is absolutely amazing. And next, I'm going to be sharing with you guys this easy chicken, potato, and carrot crockpot recipe that is so easy to put together, uses minimal ingredients, and is so flavorful. Let's get right into today's video. My favorite thing about this cooler weather and having shorter days and longer nights is crockpot recipes. I love that you can put them on first thing in the morning and you don't have to worry about dinner when you come home for work. First on the menu, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to make this creamy Tuscan chicken. It is so good and packed with so much flavor. So the first thing we're going to start with is making the buttercream sauce. I highly recommend doing this in a saucepan because if you just add it to the crock pot, I've noticed you get tons of clumps in it. So it's best to go ahead and make it on the stovetop first, and then we'll be adding it to the crock pot. So you want to melt some butter, add some fresh garlic, and cook the garlic until it's fragrant. And now we're adding some heavy whipping cream, and you just want to go ahead and give that a good mix. So once the sauce gets a little bubbly, you want to go ahead and turn down that heat. And now we're adding in some Parmesan cheese, and I'm just adding in a little bit at a time, just whisking it, and I'm not adding in any more until the first batch is completely melted in. This just ensures you get the most smooth sauce with no clumps. So you want to cook the sauce until it is thickened, and then go ahead and set it to the side. Now we're going to go ahead and work on our chicken. So for this recipe, you can use chicken thighs or chicken breasts. My favorite is chicken thighs. So you want to go ahead and season both sides of your chicken with salt, pepper, and some Italian seasoning. Now this next step is optional, but if you're using chicken thighs, I highly recommend to sear one side. That's just going to give your chicken a nice crispy layer, which I absolutely love. So I like to cook the chicken for about 3 minutes just to get it nice and crispy. Like I said, you're only doing one side. Go ahead and flip it back over, and we're gonna be putting it in the crock pot skin side up. So go ahead and add your chicken to the crock pot with the crispy side up. And then you're also going to be adding in some sun-dried tomatoes. I ended up using the entire jar. Make sure you use the juice from your sun-dried tomatoes. That gives this recipe so much amazing flavor. And now we're going to go ahead and pour that cream sauce that we made on top of the chicken. I like to add some artichoke hearts to this recipe. I think it gives it some amazing flavor. Here's how everything's going to look. So go ahead and pop your top on your crock pot, and I'm cooking it on high for about 4 hours. Now it's been 4 hours, and look how everything looks. It looks amazing and smells amazing already, and we're not done yet. So go ahead and take the chicken out and set it to the side. So now we're adding some spinach. So this is just some fresh spinach that I chopped with some salad scissors, and go ahead and add that into your crock pot. You want to make sure your crock pot's on high, by the way, and you want to give it a good mix, and you just want to cook this until the spinach is completely wilted. It took about 5 minutes. And then you want to go ahead and season this sauce up with some salt and some pepper, and just season it to taste. I just do a little bit of each. So the sauce is all done, and it is time for you to add the chicken back into the crock pot. Be very careful because you don't want the chicken to break apart, not unless you want to shred it. That works great as well, but I personally like my chicken whole. And then go ahead and take your spoon and just spoon that sauce all over the chicken. So you can serve this on rice, pasta, with mashed potatoes, really anything. We love having ours on top of some pasta. I topped it with some Parmesan cheese and it was absolutely amazing. Next up on the menu, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to make this simple and easy chicken, potato, and carrot recipe. It is so easy to make, and what I love about this crock-pot recipe is it only uses minimal ingredients. You probably already have these ingredients in your fridge. So first thing you're going to start with is chopping up some baby potatoes. I like using a mixture of the yellow and the red, but you can just use one color as well. And the only other thing we have left to chop up is one red onion, and you want to chop that up in large chunks. Since we're going to be slow cooking this for several hours, you want the onion to maintain its shape. If you do smaller pieces, it will kind of disappear. So that's why I like to do the large chunks. So you're going to start by layering some olive oil at the bottom of your crock pot. The next step is to layer your chicken at the bottom of your crock pot. So I highly recommend using chicken breast for this recipe. It just makes the perfect chunks. Trust me on that. I took out chicken tenderloins instead of breasts. I should have paid better attention. Either way, the recipe was still really good. Once you have the chicken layered, go ahead and season it with salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. And then the next layer, you're gonna go ahead and add those chopped up baby potatoes, and you're gonna repeat the same seasoning combination. Season it up with salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. And then we have one more layer. We're gonna be adding our veggies. So we're gonna add that chopped red onion, as well as one bag of some baby carrots. And you guys guessed it correctly. We're gonna be seasoning this layer with the same seasonings we used on all of the other layers. Then I have some butter that I went ahead and chopped up, and you want to just layer this on top of the carrots. This is just gonna give everything so much amazing flavor. It's gonna create a really delicious juice. And then I also went ahead and minced some fresh garlic on top as well to give this recipe some really good flavor. And that is seriously it, you guys. It is so simple and easy to put together. So here's how everything is going to look once it is ready to cook. So go ahead and put the lid on your crock pot. And I cooked mine on high for about 4.5 hours. You just really want to cook it until the chicken is fully cooked through and the carrots are nice and tender and soft. So it had been about 4.5 hours and the carrots were so soft, the chicken was nice and tender. And you want to take your spoon and just give everything a good mix, and you will see that the chicken will kind of fall apart. If you're using chicken breasts, which is my favorite, you will get those like shredded pieces of chicken as well as like large chunks, which is my favorite. But since I used chicken tenderloins, everything just kind of shredded completely, which was still good, but I definitely prefer the larger chunks of chicken in this recipe. So this is how the recipe is going to look. I went ahead and tasted some, and I wanted to add a little bit more salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. This recipe is really seasoned to taste. I personally like a lot of seasoning, so I added a little bit more, but it was really perfect the way it was. Now I'm gonna go ahead and serve it. I like adding mine in soup bowls and topping it with some parsley, and it was absolutely delicious. And that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed these two simple, easy, yet delicious crock-pot recipes. You'll have to let me know down below, what is your favorite recipe? What are you gonna be giving a try? Definitely tag me over on Instagram if you recreate any of these recipes, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon with a brand new video. Bye!